All right, we're at the home of Miss Cecilia Hand, looking at doing some hardy work for her. Got some big 12-inch siding on the home now. It's in a varying degrees of kind of rot and things like that. So basically what we're doing is getting rid of all that for her, fixing it up. We're going to do a full tear off. As of right now, we're going back with the 12-inch Hardie. She likes the reveal and wants to keep that look, so we're going to go back with that. We're going to keep this belly band all across the this darker board. It's a good separation between the upper and lower stories, so we're going to keep that. We're doing a fascia overlay, 5/16 James Hardie fascia overlay all the way around. We're doing a full drip edge replacement. And we're doing any kind of, there's really only two areas of fascia repair that will need to be done. One of them right here, and one of them on the back where a tree hit the fascia. That fascia repair will be done prior to doing the fascia overlay. Soffits, we're just going to do a reconditioning. We're going to caulk and seal, and then paint with our same paint warranty. And then we're also doing 5 pair of shutters on the front of the home here, which we'll pick those out at a later time. We kind of browsed through briefly through the 5-pond catalog, but we'll put some more thought into that here as it gets closer. But this is what we got here. On this center column in between the garage doors right here, she would like to encase that. So we'll get rid of that brick facade and encase that center column in Hardie. Again, this is the 12-inch board that we're keeping. We're going to get rid of these little crow's feet, turkey feet, whatever you want to call them, these little angles there in the garage doors. We'll get rid of that. We will be painting the garage door as we normally do. We are looking at, we gave a bid on windows, so I'm not sure on the final verdict on that yet, but we might be doing windows in addition, which means we would do those first and then come back with the siding. It would be a cocoa bean exterior, which would look awesome. You know, when we get the trim color, we can match that cocoa bean, and then she's going to stay with the same body color, which looks phenomenal with the brick. So having a nice updated fresh coat on here is going to look amazing, and the colors really do tie into the brick nicely. So let's see. So that's kind of our scope of work here. Fascia overlay all the way around. This is a fascia here. About 4 feet of that need to be cut out, and then we can repair that, replace it, and then do our fascia overlay. Front door would be painted. All the trim around the front door and side light would become Hardie plank. And then coming over here, we have this little gable vent up top that would be painted. We'll just do some reconditioning on that. It'll be good as new. We got another, this is our 5th pair of shutters here. This window would stay as 2 separate single hungs. So we didn't like the idea. She didn't like the idea of going to a glider or picture, so we're going to keep that as 2 separate single hungs. Really, there's only one other window where we're changing configuration. Everything else will be like for like. So you can see here the chimney's in really bad shape. I'm kind of considering that there's going to be some framing rot here behind this on the chimney. Fairly likely that will be the case, just based on what we see here. We can put on some diverter flashing here to kick it away from that chimney, and this is why this all looks like this here, because there's no diverter flashing on there. It's just running right down there and into this chimney. So we'll put some flashing on there to prevent that problem from happening again. Obviously, chimney all the way up, Hardie plank, all the trim, capping, everything as we see right now will become Hardie plank, either trim or siding. So there'll be no future issues with this chimney as far as the substrate and the siding on it. This gable vent, we got a couple of the louvers that need to be fixed, but we're going to keep the gable vent and we'll just do a reconditioning of it and then paint it. We're not keeping the belly bands, this banding. We're not keeping that on the sides or the rear of the home, just on the front. And again, as you can see, soffit totally, indicated here just to do a reconditioning of the soffit. There's no apparent soffit issue, so it makes sense just to use the budget wisely and go with more of a reconditioning of the soffit as opposed to a soffit Hardie. So that's the right side of the home. Coming over here to the left side. Again, pretty straightforward on the left side. Garage door wrap. I didn't mention that earlier, but as you can see, there's quite a bit of replacement that needs to be done on this frame. before we do the garage door wrap. So that'll all be done and all be new, and we looked at pictures of garage door wrap and she really liked it. So that will all be wrapped in Hardie plank as far as the garage door frame goes. Now again, we see this banding, so this banding will go away. We talked about wires. Any dead wires we can tear off. Any wires that are still active through the cable, we need to leave those. We can do best job as we can as far as concealing them, but we cannot tuck them behind the wall due to the utility companies and the needs they have to service that and things. So again, this is what we got here. Soffit, as you can see, again, great candidate for just a reconditioning. All this sidewall stuff gets torn off. Electrical, we looked at Hazel Carter's house and the paint. So we'd like to do the same thing here on these boxes, is paint those the same siding color. She really thought that looked nice. So do the same thing we did as on Hazel's. But again, just a big wall here of siding. 12 inch, well, actually be 11, what is that? 11 and 3/4 exposure. Or 11 and, 11 and 3, no, excuse me, 10 and 3/4 inch exposure. There we go. Math is a little rusty. But 12 inch board, it would be 10 and 3/4 inch exposure with our lap. So that's the left side, and we'll go and take a look on the back right now. Okay, so now we're around to the back of the home. Again, same thing here, full tear off. All windows and doors will be wrapped in Hardie plank. We will be keeping an obscurity on this bathroom window up here. This area right here, we need to replace an 8-foot section of soffit. This is from a tree right up in top here. So it doesn't matter really for fascia or drip because we're addressing those two things anyways, but you can tell really the drip edge here, not so much on the front, there were a few areas, but the drip edge here on back is in real rough condition. There is no metal drip. So because of that, going to a Hardie drip edge is completely advisable here and will prevent the need to come back and do anything later. So the drip edge would become Hardie plank, the fascia would become Hardie plank, all window trim, door trim, everything as we see it now will be Hardie plank. All these windows were included in our scope of work, and this window we were changing here to a single double hung unit, or excuse me, single hung unit. On this window here, we were just changing the operation. So from the exterior, I believe we were going to an O. Viewed from the exterior, we're going to an OX, right hand operable, and then the stationary on the left side. So this door here is one of the doors that we were replacing. That is an entry door. She's going to buy the garage, the doggy door, excuse me, and we're going to install it into a flat panel Therma-Tru Smooth Star, 32 inch. So that's pretty much what we got here on the back. Again, addressing this soffit issue, fixing that soffit rot. There is some existing Hardie on the house now. We're going to basically, especially around the door on this side, we're going to be taking that off here. And then this is just because of some nailing things and that, we're going to take off all the existing Hardie as well, just so it's all done the right way to to the specs that we need to do it, so our warranty can be upheld. But that's pretty much our scope of work back here. Again, everything from just a huge, massive wall of Hardie, ground to ceiling, or ground to roof is basically Hardie plank. So, got a lot of siding. And all this will be addressed as part of our scope of work. Window trim, door trim. This is the banding that we'll be getting rid of. So that'll go away. Reconditioning of all the soffit, drip edge replacement, and fascia overlay. So that's our scope of work. Really appreciate your time today. Enjoyed talking, and we certainly look forward to helping you out with your project. Thanks so much.